Thanks for joining us for the Member xCite presentation. The Member xCite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Jemimah Ashleigh knows all about visibility. After spending 13 years in law enforcement, and no one knowing her name, to now being recognised as one of the top 10 entrepreneurs in Australia. She's an international keynote speaker, best-selling author, and also newly about to take the lead this role, South Melbourne BX, although she's got big shoes to fill. She's won awards, spoken in 7 countries, and is the founder of the Visibility Lab, which recently named a top 20 industry disruptor in Australia. This is the topic that we're doing. It's the visibility is the necessity in business, and one of the easiest ways to get your social media correct. Now we're going to go through the fundamentals of social media and how to create the perfect formula to get to make more, know, like, and trust, and to get more sales.
I'm going to talk about visibility today. As you guys heard a little bit about me, for 13 years, no one had any idea who I was. And I wasn't allowed to actually have my photo taken. We got fined. Went to law enforcement. I worked in the state for a couple of years, and then went to federal. And I've worked pretty much all over the world. I'm very, very grateful to have those opportunities. But I got to 30 and I got really tired because I'm spending my whole life dealing with like non-fun stuff. Being in law enforcement, no one's ever having a good day, right? No one's ever like kidnapped for kittings. There's no like you don't get like to like save the day or like play puppies for all day. It's always bad. It's always huge community impact. It's always negative. So my role for a long time was kind of self-destroying. And I got to probably like 31, 32. I was like, I need to change this up a little bit. So I had this idea. I'm going to start a small business with some pocket money. And I happened to have a bit of a chance encounter with someone in New York City, which was making jewellery. I was like, this is what I want to do. I was immediately in love with it. I'm a qualified silversmith. I absolutely love making jewellery. Here's the problem, time, benefit, like it's a lot of work that goes into jewellery business. And it's something you have to dedicate your entire life to. So I started like a small little business online, and the pocket money was very, very senior, six-figure salary. Cool. At that point, I was like, I know a little bit about business. I was learning, I threw myself in the deep end. I read every blog, every article. I was constantly on webinars. I joined BX. This is like at the inception of BX, right? So I'm growing very quickly in the business world. I'm a decent writer, but I'm a much better speaker. And I thought, I'm learning all this stuff, other people need to know. I'm going to start a podcast. This is where I learned about visibility, and it was absolutely baptism by fire. Well, you might remember this time, but it was crazy. My podcast came out on a random Thursday. It's not meant to do anything. It was just me really giving my business and girlfriend about business. In the first 2 weeks, we had 19,000 downloads. And we were like, that's normal, right? 4 weeks later, we had 50,000 downloads. Oh, that's more than that one episode. The Business Experiment podcast went on to be Australia's fastest growing podcast ever, with Greg Records. And I had this job in law enforcement, and the Australian Federal Police looked at me and went, you have to make a choice. You're either here or you're out. And I was like, out. And make a choice and I had to get out there. I built my profile very, very quickly. I went from the matter, and like that stuff all sounds really good, like, oh, she wrote a best-selling book. She did a podcast, she's done keynotes. This happened so quickly. I had to learn how to do profiling, like how to build a profile so quickly that we actually created a formula to do it. And I now teach that formula literally for a living to businesses. It got to the point, it's one of my favourite stories about this, I was like tossing up this decision, and I'm being told, like everyone, you're not going to make it on this. Like you've got this career, you speak 3 languages, you have degrees in this, you work in law enforcement, that's your job, right? And I'm saying to my family, like, I think I want to do this thing, and everyone's like, it's not going to work. Because people are scared for you, right? When you leave your like your salary, going and stuff. I'm trying to make this choice, and I got on a flight in Qantas, and I turned it on. I was like, I just need to like zone out. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to watch a movie. I don't want to do anything like that. I'll listen to a podcast. Eventually, you grow so quickly, people start telling you everything. And as I open up the podcast on like the back of the Qantas seat for like a 3-hour flight, my podcast is featured. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I made a decision. I'm good. I'm gonna do this. Here's the thing with visibility. It's actually formulaic. And that's what Visibility Lab teaches. Every person wants something a little bit different, right? Because otherwise it would be very, very rigid. I love speaking engagements, but I've got clients that would rather literally cut their leg off than me put them on stage. I've got other clients who are very good writers, and I've got other people who would like rather dive into a quote. I was asked to talk today about social media, so that's what we're going to do. It's only 5 things doing visibility. But I'm going to get everyone to pull up their phones now because we're going to do a bit of an experiment about visibility. This is going to be, I want you to go to your main social media platform, like the one that your ideal client uses, the one that you get the most work from. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, usually the top 3. You don't use social media when you're watching someone go like, it's fine, this talk might not be for you. I want you to pull up the last work-based post that you did.
Last one.
Last work-based post. It was on Instagram, on Facebook. What was it?
This is a trick.
It's on TikTok, great. Another, like that's actually going to be dominating. I think Twitter's dead now, so. What was your last business posting?
LinkedIn.
Perfect.
2 days ago, Instagram.
Great. How long ago? Was it a week?
Last night.
How we go?
This morning, you guys should have checked in.
But this morning, 2 days ago, a week ago.
Instagram every day, LinkedIn every 3 days.
Great.
Tuesday.
Friday, okay. Alright, okay, Cole, how many times are we posting on Facebook each day?
0. My people.
Goes by Instagram.
Stats at the moment is once a day you need to be posting. Instagram. How many times?
Every day.
Multiple
Every
times
day.
a day.
LinkedIn, how often? 5 times a day? Oh.
3 times a week, that's what I do.
Yeah, once a day. It's actually once a day across the board.
Only
TikTok being I press mine every day. The only exception to this is TikTok. You guys manage one in that because you get so lost in the noise there.
Are you saying one business can you do one person?
Wow. Let's get to the internet. We're getting it. Here's the thing though. Everyone freaks out about those numbers. They're like, oh my god, people are going to think I'm selling to them all the time. Oh my god, I'm just... No. You're doing social media wrong if that's the case. If you post on any of those platforms, does anyone want to give me... I'm splitting SEO guy from this conversation for a second. How many percentage of your network sees that post at any given time?
2%.
2%? Any other guesses? 3%?
5.
I've had about 5 to 10 depending on
7.
Yeah.
7% of your network is going to see any post that you put out.
Yeah.
And is it different from if I posted at 10 o'clock in the morning to 7 p.m. at night? Are they going to be a different demographic?
Yes.
100%. This is where we get it wrong. People go, oh, I don't want to sell to my people all the time. We're not going to do that because we're positioning you all as experts, right? You guys are all leaders. You are experts in your industry. That's not me going to buy my thing. Buy it. Do you want to buy it?
Thank you.
Do you want to buy it? Can you buy my stuff? Do you want to buy my stuff? It's only $1,000. Give me $1,000. Buy my stuff. Or what if I was to say, there are 5 things you need to know about social media. Do you want to download this blog? Give me your email address. While we do posts. At the Visibility Lab, we teach this every day. Like I literally teach this in government now. Sometimes I go back. Very rarely because I have like flashbacks. But I teach this in corporate places now where I walk in and I go, this is what you need to do to make social media work. I'm going to give you the formula. And thankfully, it's not all sales. This is where we get it wrong. So, take notes if you like because this stuff is important stuff. The first thing you need to be posting every week, these posts have to go out at least once. 2 minutes left, okay, sure. I'm gonna be over time. Expert post. The first one is an expert. Are you posting stuff that positions you as the expert that you are? It's an education piece. What is SEO? If we ask anyone at this table now, do you think anyone's going to give us a good explanation of SEO? Absolutely not. Your job to teach everyone what it is. We all know about it, no one actually has any clue what it is. You need to be posting what you're an expert in every week. 2, you have to try to get people into your CRM. Free downloadables, how many have you got? I had one that like, you want to get more visibility in 2022, download this, or do you want to win awards, go download this. It's 2 things I teach, that's it. 3, you have to do personal stuff. You don't owe everyone everything about yourself. You don't have to explain that you got divorced last month and it's really, really heartbreaking. It's not, like Facebook's not your diary, don't get that twisted. You have to teach them the no, like, and trust aspect. Who you are, what countries you like to go to, what kind of travel you like. Show your human side, because the rules are no, like, and trust for sales. They don't know you, you can't like you, they don't trust you. 3, what else we got? Engagement. Have you seen those ones of like, what's your favourite, what have you been watching at the moment on Netflix? What are you watching on Netflix at the moment? Immediately someone else will say something like, I know what I'm watching, I'm going to tell you. Because we're excited about it. Like, we're like, wow, what's your coffee order? Great, what's your coffee order? What's your coffee order? How many people have you seen post that and been like, why is 45,000 people give a shit about your Starbucks order? They don't, but they're tricking Facebook algorithm to make you think what you're posting is really important. So when I tell you that the next day you're going to post a testimonial and put third-party validation out that someone else has said something nice about you, that you've done what you said in the exit post that you can do, that's going to go through the roof. It's not going to be 7%, it's going to be like 47%. Because 47,000 people told you their coffee order. Do we care about that? Does it help our business? Does it help our social media? 100%. Last 2 things that you're going to want to do every week. Inspiration. This is wanky. I'm not saying it's not. This is why you see quotes. It's why TikTok's going off. We have a healthy blend of watching Fox videos, which I always get stuck into. And people are rescuing foxes and raccoons. And also some very like healthy, like, what are you doing with your life? You get one shot, this is it. What are you doing? Take the opportunity. Finally, media and PR. Very closely linked to testimonials. You have to have other people saying you're the one, because you are. How many clients have you got now that if you ask them for testimonials that they would say yes?
All of them.
How many have you asked? 0. And the only thing that's stopping you asking for that is just you don't have the process set up and your ego is getting in the way. Oh, they're going to think I'm terrible. You know what testimonials I've written? I just read a book, got 2 hours, got told to read it. Can you write this? Yeah, alright.
Sorry.
Am I boring you? So you look at your phone. It's fine. This is the formula, right? This is so easy to do. But all we do is like, do you want to buy my stuff? Would you like to buy my things? You want to buy my stuff now? No one wants to do that. They want to know that, like, hey, so, actually, do you know what I did last night? So interesting. Your story's true. You know what I did last night? Till 8:30 last night, I was on the phone to the BBC4 in London, flying me out for a speaking engagement. Which was more interesting. Buy my stuff, this is where we get caught into. Do not use social media as the platform. It's not a selling platform. It's not that. It's where you have to show you have to be visible for the experts that you are and the leaders that you are. And that's how I turned, when no one had any idea who I was, into, sitting on projects and listening to myself. Very big moment in my life. I took so many videos. It was bananas how many videos I took. The only other one was my dad called me crying and I felt like Mum's dead. He was sobbing. It's because he opened the Australian. Then like my photo was. I don't have to work for PR and media anymore because people come to me now. And I did that in under 2 years. If you exclude COVID time, because that, I don't know what that shit was, but it wasn't real life time. It's not hard to do if we build these processes in. It's why we've been named instructor. It's why we're doing this, because we're teaching people how to do it for yourself. We're going to do it with you. So, I've just been given the wrap-up time. But now I get time for a couple of questions if you guys have them.
They'll have to be super quick because we need to be able to explain to our guests how they're going to make the most of all these.
100%. Okay, if anyone has any questions, now is the time that you can go and do it.
Or you can catch an excellent night.
Yeah, 100%. Excellent nights here. Also, super easy to find because I'm super visible online. I also have a meeting with some of you guys and I'll be around after the meeting. If you have any questions.